and welcome back to TNI-UK Impacted, episode 172, coming to you live via the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. And if you listen on the go, then we're also available on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you listen to your favorite shows. Of course, I'm your host, Bison, and today I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, of course, the Joker, and the man coming to us from your local nightclub, LimpstarUK, Craig. How we doing, boys?
We're all good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, man. I am good. I haven't got my headphones on today. Got a bit of an earache, feeling like crap, but I'm still here, boys. I am still here to talk some TNA. You know what I'm saying? Because I will never miss. I will never, ever miss. What about you, Craig? How are you? Is Craig gone? Is Craig's gone already, isn't he?
No, he's I don't know. He must be.
Definitely froze.
Oh, he's frozen. Oh, fuck.
He's looking handsome. Definitely looking handsome, but he's definitely froze. You might want to drop him out and bring him back in, Joe.
Okie dokie.
Come on, bring him back in. Is he there?
No, he's disappeared from his connection.
Oh, my God. He's always having problems with his connection, isn't he?
Oh, shit.
Because he's too busy doing all of his, that's what it is. Too much of that going on. I don't know. Is he coming in or what?
I'm not sure. He'll drop us a message if it.
Fair enough. Okay, no problem at all. So, what have we got? Let's have a look. So, we've got Eric Isaac in the house. Zach's in the house. Amir's in the house already. So, good to see you guys. Barry Monkey. Well, Barry Monkey, great to see you, my friend. Great to see you. And apparently, I've got to blame daylight saving hours. I'll tell you what, though, I need to move this light, don't I? Because I think the light, although it's better there than it is down here. Hang on. Is that better? Is that better?
Yeah, it's fine.
Or is it better if the light is up here in my face, like making me? Oh
no, it's fine. The only reason why I've got the big light on is because the laptop's too bright. It's burning my eyes. Basically, it's going to knock me dizzy.
Yeah, it's right in my eyeballs. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. Probably because I'm feeling crappy. Being in my eyeballs, being in my eyeballs is not helping. So how's that? Is that a bit better?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Look at me with my reading glasses on today.
Yeah.
Yeah, got my reading glasses on and feeling.
Here we are. He's back.
Feeling 60 right now. Oh, there he is.
Talk about making an entrance.
What happened there? What happened there? Was it too much of this?
No, it was a wild owl just landed on the Wi-Fi router and knocked it out and tried to steal it.
A wild owl.
Yeah, wild one. Not a house owl. Just a wild one. It was an
anthem owl. Was it?
Yeah.
The anthem owl.
Yeah. It was from Decay. It's just just to get a better promo.
Fair enough. I think I should be Bison from the Dollhouse because look. Ooh, God.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm definitely in the small house right now. Okay, so it's all going good. So how was your week been, mate?
Yeah, it's just been another one off the calendar, really. To be fair, just happy to be here. Put it that way.
Look at that. Barry Monkey saying, if I move the light further back, let's try it.
Yeah, shadow puppets.
For those listening, what you're seeing is shadow puppetry.
Yeah.
Hang on.
I'm not sure if Bison's doing shadow puppetry or if he's happy to see us.
It's not working. No. I can't
That's
see
what she
it.
said.
Hang on.
No.
Let's try moving this a bit. Hang on. No, it's not working.
Tune on Spotify and SoundCloud. This is an audio-visual entertainment.
Yes. I'm not getting anywhere with any of hand puppetry going on. Absolutely not. No, it's not working.
At least we tried. That's something that we can say that we tried.
I could be doing butterflies and stuff. You know what I mean? I could do the rabbit. You know, if you can do the rabbit and all that. Was it like this or whatever it is? I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, so it's all good in the hood right now. But anyway, guys, let's get slapped back into this because we've got a big show today. I mean, obviously we're going to be taking a damn good look at Sacrifice. We've got some other stuff to talk about. Let's give it a good go. What's this? It's iconic Bison wears glasses and he still can't see. No, it's true. I can't see a fucking thing. I can't see a fucking thing. All right, with these on, these bad boys, my reading glasses. Or I could be wearing my long distance glasses. Look, you see, I've got two different pairs.
Oh my god,
that's how old I'm getting. To be fair,
this is a very visual episode. This one.
Well, yeah, but I'm hitting 50. I'm hitting 50 in a couple of weeks. So yeah, I'm assuming that everything is going to go downhill quite rapidly once I hit the big 50.
One step closer to the bus pass.
Exactly. Yeah. Christ. Yeah. Oh my God. Stop right now. The Alzheimer's is already kicking in. Anyway, let's get on to the news, rumors, and of course the TNA Impact recap of the week. So, Joe Hendry food fight featuring, of course, the legendary Trent Sabin, who I interviewed last week. So if you didn't
great interview, I must say.
If you didn't catch it, guys, go and check it out. It was a good interview. I had Trent. I had Speedball Mountain. I had both of them. I had Trent and Mike Bailey on. We had a great 20-minute interview. It was good. So make sure that you go and check that one out. It's obviously under the interview section of the Total Nonstop Impact Network. So make sure you go and check that out. But anyway, Joe Hendry food fight featuring Trent Sabin was definitely worth a watch as well. Great news coming as well with the Rascalz merch becoming more and more available on TNAmerch.com, including the new Zach Wentz shirt, as well as obviously a brand spanking new The Way of Decay shirt.
Yeah, that looks fucking brilliant, that t-shirt. I love that.
I Have a Funny Theme was designed by Maria Tattoo. So if you follow her on the X or on the socials, she's a great t-shirt designer, a great graphic designer, full stop. So make sure that you go and give her some love, because I'm pretty sure Maria Tattoo designed this shirt. So it's a really good shirt. It's like the church and all that. So go and check it out. Really cool. And of course, there was also a really good Zachary Wentz shirt that was released this week as well. So I tell you, TNA are proper up in their merchandise.
Yeah, there's been at least two for the system. There's a Nick Nemeth one, Steve Maclin. Decay have got at least two. It's fantastic.
My shopping basket right now is so full, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous on the shirts, the shirt front. Okay, so some good stuff coming out there. Under Siege was announced for Albany and New York on the 3rd of May, plus Impact tapings on the 4th. And I have to say, great graphics, right? They were so clear and crisp. There's another one released today, which is obviously featuring the system on as well, which is really good. So well worth it. I'm certainly looking into flights, because obviously with the show being in New York, that's the cheapest way for me to go. If I'm going to go over this year, it could potentially be then, but I'm not promising anything, because it could well be that other things take priority, but you never know. I'm going to look and see if I can find some cheap flights. So that's looking great. It was great. I'll tell you what else is good as well. It's great seeing Nick Nemeth, Ash by Elegance, AJ Francis, Mustafa Ali really pushing TNA on their large following fan bases on social media. Every day this week they've been pushing it. Every day, whether it be Sacrifice, whether it be what's coming up this Thursday, whether it be Rebellion, whether it be the different sets of tapings, whatever it may be, they're pushing it. And I think that is absolutely fantastic to see, because these guys, regardless of anything, have got really big fan bases.
Do you think that that's a sign of the shift in management? Like, I'm over speculating there, but do you think that that's like something that we might not have seen if Scott was still in charge, or do you think that like? So no, I just feel that like since the management's changed, that like they've kind of gone like, right, boom, we're gonna make TNA like spread like a powerful moss. It's everywhere. You can't get away from it. Like I'm seeing adverts in completely unrelated things. You know, I looked at was it DAZN Network or something about the boxing, and it came up with like an advert for TNA, and I was just like, oh wow, like, you know, I don't know if that's because of my cookies or if that's a general, you know, they're putting wrestling out there, but it just seems like they're really exposing it right now.
They're actually getting adverts for it on Facebook now as well.
I think again, I think you're right. I think they're up in their game when it comes to the marketing and advertising. There is no doubt about that. But whether it be individuals, you know, showing it off, no, I think, I mean, look at Trinity. She was doing it. That was under Scott.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Trinity,
she was doing it. You know,
Taya Valkyrie was when she was there, she was constantly pushing
Taya Valkyrie did it. I mean, they've all done it for years, to be fair.
Yeah.
And whenever they come in, they all sort of kind of like push it to a degree. The only one that didn't push it and was probably part of the reason why I couldn't stand her.
Nice favorite.
My favorite. My favorite knockout of all time, of course, and I just can't bear to mention her name, boys, and I just can't. Everybody knows. She never did it, and that's what pissed me off with her, really, because she was, you know, like 2.5 million followers or something insane.
Yeah.
And she very, very rarely posted anything with regards to Impact at the time. But again, like I said, I think Trinity really did it a lot. You know, so I don't know. I think it's just something that, you know, that they've all started to do, and they realise that, you know.
Give us a clue to which knockout you mean. So I'm trying to work out which one. Don't name her. Let me guess.
She was Caleb with a K.
Yeah. See, now I can't remember what her name was. She done that show with Madison Rain.
Yes.
I can't remember her name. I want to say it's Victoria, but
Tennille Dashwood.
That's the one.
Tennille Dashwood.
What a crap name as well. Tennille Dashwood.
The former Emma, I believe. The former
That's
Emma.
the one.
I just can't stand her. I honestly cannot stand her. I don't like the way she looks. Don't like the way she talks.
Not a big loss. Yeah, terrible moveset.
Never really impressed me in any way, shape, or form.
No.
Yeah, terrible. Absolutely terrible. But anyway, it's also been reported that fans who attended the Sacrifice and Impact tapings over this past weekend were having pro Scott D'Amore banners and flyers taken off them as they were entering the building. Now, this is not a bad thing, in my opinion.
Yes.
Because, you know, what's the point in paying money to go to watch a wrestling show to then try and ruin it? It's just ridiculous. And actually, you know, they could probably have done more damage if they were just if they chanted Scott D'Amore, we want Scott, we want, you know, and all that kind of, but they didn't do that. No. In fact, I think once the show started, they realized actually this is damn good. They just got into the show and that was it. So yeah, I think that was the right call from TNA to do that. You know, it's no different to when you go to WWE shows, and if you're wearing a shirt of somebody they're not keen on, they'll tell you to take it off. You know, and all sorts of stuff like that. You know,
did they replace it, or did they just make you walk around topless for the rest of the show?
I've got no idea.
They'll make you buy a T-shirt and then
you buy one.
Yeah.
No, surely not. Surely not. I've never.
America's got guns, mate. Anything could happen.
I don't know. You know, if Vincent McMahon was still in charge, I'm pretty sure that would be the thing. If you don't have a WWE T-shirt, then you have to buy one before you can get in.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
oh
yeah. Yes, Norbert. She was Australian. But I won't hold that against her.
Probably still is.
She's still Australian. She recently got married, I believe. I did see something where she recently got married. But anyway, the Tennille Dashwood, I think Tennille's actually a real name, mate. So unfortunately, she can't, can't help the fact.
I would have just changed it by default. It just sounds like Timber Dashboard. It's just it makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Timber Dashboard. In fact, that's probably exactly what. Yeah, I never even thought about that. Tennille Dashwood, Timber Dashboard. But anyway, Anyway, I was glad to see that. We had some technical issues hindering, of course, the start of Sacrifice, the live special. TNA then issued an apology and then released the show completely technical issue free, literally straight after. So if you did missed some of that stuff at the beginning or weren't happy about the technical issues or whatever that were occurring during the first bit, you could at least go back and watch that.
I have heard that some people who did highlight the technical issues and stuff like that, who actually subscribed for Sacrifice, some of them have been emailed and told that they can get 15% off their membership for the following month. Yeah, so it's like they've acknowledged it and they've actually followed it up.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I think that's really good to see them doing things like that because, they've acknowledged the fact that they obviously had an issue and, rather than just trying to ignore it. Yeah, rather than just trying to ignore it, they've taken responsibility for it and then they said, come on, fans, this is what we're going to do to make it up to you. And I'm cool with that. I think that's cool. So, that's all good. I just noticed Paul Mathewson's joined us. Obviously, Norbert's joined us. James Pomeroy. I think that's something to do with
Jimmy.
Jimmy Boy. Was Jimmy Boy just on the phone? Was that Jimmy Boy?
Yeah. He was like, I can't see you online. I was like, yeah, my Wi-Fi's gone. So I'm back now.
Oh, he wanted to see you. He wanted to see your face. He's like, I want to see that.
He thought, he was a bit lost without me.
Bless. Oh, bless. Also, it was great to hear that Sacrifice was sold out.
Yeah,
the sold out show. Now I don't know how many that is. I'm assuming it's probably between 1,000 and maybe 1,200, something like that. It's probably a good sellout crowd for the Sinclairs. And I hear that the following day's attendance was pretty close as well, somewhere around 900 at the tapings. Now that that's not bad as well. So that's a pretty decent weekend of probably a good 2,000 fans. Cramming out Sinclair's College and loving all the action and doing all the meets and greets and God knows what else. So they were good as well. Did you see that? Did you see the meet and greets, guys? Did you see them, Joe?
No, I didn't know.
There were some good ones, man. There were some really, really good ones that were set up for before and after, and of course both nights. You get 2 different nights worth of the meet and greets.
Yeah,
which is really good. But yeah, so good stuff. So Explosion. I didn't watch it again. I'm so sorry. I generally watch it after
it's worth it. Go back and have a look.
I missed it too. I honestly forgot it was on. Yes, it comes out on Tuesday. I missed it. I missed it as well.
Okay, I'm glad you watched it, Limpster. I'm glad you watched it, Craig. So
I think that the way that they've done it with Explosion is like, I was quite skeptical. I was like, what's the point in doing Explosion? Because the first one was really good. The second one, I was just like, what a waste of time. It was just like a bit of filler for the first episode I found. But this past version of Explosion, go back and watch it, watch those 2 matches, and then scramble your mind and wonder why they weren't on the main card. So I kind of feel like, people who are watching Explosion for free when they put it out on YouTube and stuff like that, they are getting a real taste of Impact's entertainment because both matches were solid. It was like, they were great to and fro matches. There was a lot of content in there. And they had, was it AJ Styles versus Rob Van Dam when they had Ric Flair on commentary and Jay Lethal comes out and stuff like that. So it was really cool, like current matches and a throwback to the old times and that. It was just honest. It was a really, really good episode. I was going to just skip through it personally, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this the time of day, and I'm glad I did. And GYV were all right.
Well, they're doing exactly what I hoped they would do with the show because they're starting to tie the storylines into Explosion. So with clearly that's what they're doing because I can tell that just by looking at what the matches were on. So I can tell what they're trying to do here, and I think that's really good. So definitely. And so look, Norris is saying he loves watching Explosion on Tuesdays. Trent 7 versus Trey Miguel was a great match. So there was loads of good stuff going on. So here we go. So we got the results were GYV defeated Richard Adonis and Braxton Hunter. So we got we're getting to see obviously the grizzled young vets more, which is what we'd hoped for. Richard Adonis is pretty good. I'd actually like to see him signed. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about Braxton Hunter, so I'm going to check this one out. But I know Richard Adonis is good. Gia Miller then goes around the ring with Giselle Shaw. And Speedball Mountain defeated the Rascalz. Yeah, boy. That's what we want to see. Of course, like I said, you need to go and check out my interview with Speedball Mountain. They're going to be...
That was really good. Really good interview.
I think they're going to be doing some good stuff in 2024. So you want to go and check them out. Get to know them a bit better if you don't know them already. GYV are going to be incredible in 2024 for TNA as well. So, yeah, the future of the tag team division is looking great for TNA right now. Like I say, I mean, there was three, TNA tag teams featured on Explosion there. And, of course, there was the other one, which was made up of a couple of indie guys. But one of those indie guys, I think they should sign, to be honest, as an up-and-coming talent, because I think Richard Adonis is really good. We then head into the Impact results. So we got Mustafa Ali defeating Kevin Knight, which was...
That was such an amazing match.
That match was sick.
It was insane.
There was some incredible stuff going on in that match, I think. And again, they're giving Kevin Knight lots of time. They're giving him lots of airtime at the moment. So I think they're pushing him. But they're obviously, we end up with a bit of an injury to Kevin. He gets a bit of a beating. And, at the hands of the Time Machine, I suppose you could say. We then go backstage. Sorry, not Time Machine, the Good Hands. We then go backstage. And we find out that basically Kevin is now injured. He's not going to be able to compete at Sacrifice, which is a real shame. So Chris Sabin steps in. Now, when that happened, I was happy because I Chris Sabin, Motor City Machine Guns are one of my favorite tag teams of all time. So I'm cool whenever Chris Sabin gets in the ring. Yep. In fact, he did say that in that promo, which was really good. So I not that I'm unhappy. Sabin. I think I would probably have preferred Kevin Knight, but we don't know why. Maybe he is injured.
I think it was to keep Alex Shelley into the spotlight, really, because he's still pissed off at Kushida, and that emotion was carried out throughout the rest of that night, and it was carried through Sacrifice too. They're reminding everyone that Alex Shelley is still pissed.
Yeah. So they're still building on that storyline, aren't they, at the moment, basically? So I think there's going to be some interesting shifts in the Time Machine or whatever.
Time splitters are going to split.
Or whatever, I don't know, whatever it is. There's going to be some interesting dynamics in there. We then get Ash by Elegance. Obviously gets introduced. She comes to the ring. She does her thing that basically I keep releasing the videos. I don't know if have you seen them, Craig? I keep putting these videos on Twitter of like different characters where Ash sits on the turnbuckle, right? And they're just like another one this week with a Lego character, which I thought was really funny. But anyway, so she destroys local talent Angel Blue. I mean, that was just another squash match, basically. It was a beatdown show making Ash look good, which was good. Maclin then refuses to leave his hotel room, and Nick Nemeth appears to kick his ass. Steve Maclin in a pile of his own piss on the floor, I'd like to say. But that was that. Time Splitters then defeat the Good Hands, and later backstage, Mustafa Ali replaces them with the GYV for the match at Sacrifice. Now, that was interesting too, and I get it, because obviously Mustafa is like, well, you lost. What? I don't want you in my corner. You suck. So he replaces them.
You let my initiation ceremony go to shit.
Yeah. So we punish them. He thanks them for their service, and lets them move on. So that was interesting. And I have to agree with Next Bite One there. Kevin Knight would look amazing with some gold around his waist. I'm not going to lie. I think he's amazing. And I'm interested because the amount of time that they're giving Kevin Knight at the moment, I think he's signed something. He might have signed some exclusive US deal or something like Kushida did.
Yeah.
Because they do seem to be giving him a hell of a lot more time lately. Almost like they're setting him up to be an X Division champ at some point. in 2024. I think we spoke about this last week as well, where I said the same thing. I'm convinced they're setting him up.
Yeah. I can see it coming.
Yeah, I think that's coming. So maybe it'd be him that defeats Mustafa Ali when the time comes. But anyway, so he replaces the Good Hands with the GYV, which is great. We then get Dani Luna defeating Masha Slamovich, which I was surprised at. I never expected that, but that was a really good match and a really good win for Dani. Good old British girl.
Yeah.
Come on, Bill. So that's good to see. Alan Angels basically gets his ass handed to him by PCO. After the match, Con appears and assaults PCO, eventually splitting over into the back, clearly setting up the no DQ for Sacrifice. We then hear from Eric Young, basically who gets disturbed by the system, who then start a beatdown on EY, but the ABC come out to even the odds. And then we head into Dirty Dango versus Josh Alexander, which I have my reservations about. I'm like, what?
This is such a good match. This was way better than I expected it to be. It was so good.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is here is, like I've written here, I've put, and after the best match since his arrival in TNA, unfortunately Dango gets defeated by, of course, the former longest reigning world champion.
It was always going to happen.
It was always going to happen, but it was a bloody good match.
Yeah. Honestly, I think he's shown his worth, but like in my personal opinion, if he can get rid of Oleg, and if he can just let Johnny or what's his name, Bravo, whatever he's going on.
Proteus, you mean?
Yeah, just ditch them two. He doesn't need them. We don't need them. Get them off the roster. Just go back to Dirty Dango.
Didn't Oleg that fucking what's he called, like Snowman out of that Disney film?
I've never seen it, but I know which one you're talking about.
Was Olaf. Maybe. No, that was Olaf, wasn't it? Olaf the Snowman. Let it go.
Olaf. Yeah, Barry's got my back. Yeah, so Oleg Proteus? I don't know. I don't even know what his other name was.
It's
but
Oleg Proteus.
It's just offering nothing. They're just robbing a wage.
Yeah.
I want, personally, I want Dango to go back to Vice Director of Authority, because that was absolute comedy gold. But I'm trying to actually find those episodes so I can show my friend, because he's like, what's Dango up to these days? Because he's quite a fan of Fandango, his former alias, and I was just like, you got to see him now. But then I don't want to show him now. Do you know what I mean? Because I think this man, I hate pro wrestling thing, and that it's just a bit dry. It's a bit, it's
you
not
think? See, I love it. I think it's brilliant. I mean, I don't like the whole when he comes out and goes, I hate pro wrestling. That is a bit shit. I'm not into that. But I love the promos that they do.
Yeah.
When they're sort of just having I think they're great. But so I get what they're trying to do with it, but I don't know. When it goes into the ring, it's a different story, isn't it? It's kind of weird. The man, I hate pro wrestling sucks. I think that sucks. If he didn't do that and just did the sort of kind of dry-witted promos that they put out, the vignette things they put out, I think it worked better. I don't know. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm a fan of both ways it's going at the moment, to be honest. So I think the main promos always make me laugh, and then when you see him get his ass kicked, it's just even more enjoyable. Or when he puts on a damn good match, you think he hates pro wrestling, but my God, is he good at it?
I guess. Yeah, I guess. But I mean, it was a good match, and there is no doubt about that. It was a very, very good match. But what it does though is it's like, well, yeah, but he lost to this person. He lost to that, and you're like, well, and he didn't put anywhere near a match of that quality out. And then he goes and and puts Alexander through his paces. Don't make sense. But good stuff. Good for him. And I hope maybe moving forward we're going to see some more really good matches from Dango.
I wouldn't mind seeing them against someone like Crazy Steve or someone like that, and just kind of pushing each other, because Dango has got the skill set there. He really has. He is a great wrestler. It's just I feel like for whatever reason he's mildly injured or something. I don't know. He just seems to be on quite a restrictive storyline, and he's got the other two guys there, and I just think it's a bit just. Yeah, it's just each their own. It's not for me. I would love to see him, make back up with Santino, go back and go back down that route again. Give us some comedy gold again.
Yeah. Definitely. Cute Pup is asking if we can bring on Supermex Hernandez on the show at some point. Do you know what?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I would contact. I would definitely contact Supermex. I'll drop him a line and see whether if he's up for it. But you got to remember, there's a time delay because obviously, like you say, over there it's the middle of the day in the US. Over here it's evening, so. It just depends on whether he can make himself available. That's why sometimes...
Can anyone do the whistle?
What's that?
Can anyone do his whistle?
No, I can't whistle for shit.
Yeah, Joe, I'm same as you. I'm just like, no. No, I cannot.
No, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Go back to the shadow puppets.
No. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, so it'd be good to get him on. Maybe we can get him to come on and do a whistle for us. But we'll see. I'll drop him a message and we'll see if we can get him on. All right. That's cool. I'll see what I can do. But good to have you on the show with us, Cute Pup. Nice to see you. Critical Stings joined us, and he's there. Oleg is off the roster page. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
I didn't. Oh well.
Bye.
No loss. Didn't do anything. Didn't do anything apart from beat down someone in one match. So
no, not
failed
really.
to make an impact.
Yeah.
He definitely made an impact. But okay, fair enough. Okay, let's get into Sacrifice. So we get the Countdown show. We've got Crazy Steve defeated Joe Hendry to retain his DMC title. Now, again, I thought this was a pretty good match. What did you think, Joe?
It was. I loved this match. It was really. It was good to see Joe Hendry somehow find a way to rip Crazy Steve to shreds in his promos. That promo was really funny. If slightly 80 Steve, naughty Steve, baby Steve, just all that was funny as hell. And then when the match got down to real serious and everything, as you'd expect, Joe Hendry's not, he didn't take Crazy Steve lightly, but it was it's a really good match. Great performance from Crazy Steve again as champion, and it was just good. And of course, it's also continuing things on between AJ Francis and Joe Hendry too. Now that as well, that's been carried forward. It was me saying Laredo Kid was meant to be in the match, so I do know that. And Joe Hendry filling in for him, and they managed to actually build on that with Joe Hendry and AJ Francis as well. So they more than made up for Laredo Kid's absence by continuing on the AJ Francis storyline.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah. So it was two birds with one stone. But I'll
tell you, that's good as well, though, because if Joe Hendry put together that sort of kind of, that little promo package thing, at short notice, he's done well there, didn't he?
Yeah.
He done well there if that was short notice based on travel issues. I don't know. Interesting. Backstage, we had Gia Miller interviews with Steve Maclin and the Rascalz ahead of their respective matchups tonight at Sacrifice. Maclin tells Trey, Miguel, Zachary, Wentz that he won't be in their corner tonight, and the Rascalz return the favor. The Rascalz also then went on to defeat Speedball Mountain. Again, really good match. Let's face it, the Rascalz are a fantastic tag team.
Yeah.
They really are. And then you put them in with Trent Sabin and Mike Bailey at Speedball Mountain, and you've got one hell of a team there as well. I think the tag team division right now in Impact is as good as it's been for a while. Especially like you say with GYV in there as well. I think it's looking great. So I'm excited about where we're going to see. I mean, the system you've got going on, you've got ABC, all these really good tag teams.
The ABC.
Exactly. So I think we've got a lot of stuff to look forward to then. Definitely. Norbert saying he felt there was probably too many kickouts. Yeah, maybe. There was a lot of kickouts going on, but it was good. It was definitely a good, solid match. So, Did I get that wrong?
Yeah, Speedball Mountain beat the Rascalz.
No, I got it the wrong way round. Okay. I apologize, Mir. I apologize. I was writing all my stuff down very, very quickly. I only got in an hour before the show started, so
I've got to be honest. That's something that I don't think the viewers will ever be able to appreciate exactly how much effort and how much writing you put in. Like, you know, it's when I say to, like, you know, Joe, have you got the notes and stuff like that?
Yeah.
The amount that Bison puts in the notes, guys, you know, this show is really, really well put together. You'll never experience how well it's put together. Like the notes go through everything, and you know, it's a very rare occasion that something's going to be wrong. Do you know what I mean? But thank you for highlighting that, Mia. We love you.
That's very much appreciated.
He does. Oh, it's very much appreciated. It really is.
Yeah, really, really appreciated.
Yep.
Yep. Anyway, so Sacrifice begins, and after a cracking match that was hindered by technical issues, which we were speaking about previously, Nick Nemeth finally defeated Steve Maclin. Now, I don't want to go into too much detail on this one, but what I saw of it was a really good match. Obviously, I haven't gone back to watch the untechnical issued version because I haven't had time. But what I saw of this match, I really enjoyed it. You would have seen
fucking incredible.
I would assume, Joe. Have you seen this? Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it last night. It was fucking incredible. My God, they went to hell on each other. It was so good.
Yeah. What I saw of it, I'm like, that could be the match of the night right there.
It was, for me, match of the night. It was unbeatable. It was just such an impressive effort from both of them. They went to hell on each other, and I can't wait to see this rivalry continuing. You know, this is like just the start of it now. They finally got one-on-one. Oh my God, it was so good. It was just, it set the bar for No Surrender, and it was unbeatable.
Yeah, no, definitely. Oh, Barry, God's sake, get over yourself. So the system. Yeah, I know. The system vowed to leave Sacrifice as champions. You know, I like the way they're building the system right now. I think they're doing a really, really good job of sort of like kind of building a, I don't know what you want to call it, really. I mean, they're obviously a faction. I still actually cannot figure out, for me, whether they're like full on heel or whether they're just sort of in between. I don't know. What do you think, Craig?
It's a tough one, to be fair, because it's trying to figure out as well if it's like if it's going to shift or if they are going to stick to their guns and go like, you know, the direction that they're going in. I think that's the joy of TNA. I think that's the joy of our characters and our movesets and stuff like that, because you can never tell if it's a one direction thing, not the boy band. Imagine that. Imagine them in TNA. That'd be insane.
No,
I would love to put
WWE would do. That's something WWE would do.
Put Harry Styles for a table, please.
They can come onto TNA for that, but I'm talking WWE would be ones we put them in Hall of Fame.
How about Harry Styles versus AJ Styles WrestleMania 40? I called it. But no, I really do think that like it's hard to say, because a lot of these storylines are so gripping and they pull you in. I think I'm just happy to be a fan, and just whatever way they go, it's just going to be a great watch.
Yeah, I think so.
I love the system. They grabbed me from day one, and the match was incredible. I think they are full blown heel. It's just Moose and Myers are probably the best ones at putting the heel aspect over, and Alisha Edwards.
Myers was incredible. Sacrifice like that. That's the Myers that, like, you know, well, it's not the first time he's been like it. You know, I'm not going to like undersell him, but every now and then Myers pops up and puts out a 5-star display, and like Myers just completely won me over that, you know, on that event, because we know that he's got the talent, but it's just he was just so flawless, and he was such an arsehole as well. Do you know what I mean? In the nicest possible way. And it was so good to see him just kind of like get into his groove and just do exactly what he wants, execute everything perfectly. It was just that's the Myers that we want in TNA.
That spear to Ace Austin as he's doing the handstand.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Oh.
That made me jump out my seat. And when I watched that, I was just watching the clip of it on Twitter the night afterwards. I jumped out my seat, and when I watched it again last night on a bigger screen, it's like fucking hell.
Yeah,
Ace Austin went halfway across the ring.
That was insane. But what I will say is, after another cracking match, of course, the system, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers defeat ABC to become the new tag champs. And I have to say, I don't think we were expecting that, right? I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting it so soon. I was expecting it about Rebellion, that it was something like this would happen. But I did, in one of the many lineouts of what's going to happen with the system back in January, I could see Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers winning tag team titles off the ABC. But I was just expecting it to be a Rebellion. I was expecting them to build up a bit more of a feud. But wow. Congratulations to Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers. You know, it's incredible to see both of them gold again, and both of them with tag team gold because they're such an accomplished tag team wrestlers. It just proves, like Matthew Raybould and Tom Anthem was saying, you know, they're veterans in the ring. Doesn't matter who you put them with, with. If they can gel together, they can gel together, and they did that perfectly.
They did. I think it was fantastic. One of my favorite matches of the night. We then get the worst match of the night. PCO defeating Con in the no DQ match. Worst match on the card and deserves no discussion, I've written.
Brilliant.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't get the whole the promo for me at the start ruined the match, and then you knew where it was going to play out regardless. So I watched it, but I wasn't impressed.
No, let's put it that way. Moving on.
Yeah.
Backstage, Hendry. Backstage, Joe Hendry confronts AJ Francis after he cost him the Digital Media Championship earlier tonight. Hendry wants them to settle their differences one-on-one. Director of Authority, Santino Marella, announces the match for this Thursday on TNA Impact. So it's obviously one we're getting this week. And You are. I love that one. Brilliant.
You are banned from diving.
Love it. In the biggest shock of the night, newly formed tag team Spitfire, which we found out was the name of their tag team at Sacrifice, as they were announced. Dani Luna and Jody Threat defeated MK Ultra to become KO tag champs. So we had new tag champs in the Spitfire. After the match, a frustrated Slamovich shoves Killer Kelly. So are we seeing the split here? What do you think? I mean, she's obviously pissed that she's lost. They lost the titles. And what do we think of the name Spitfire, by the way? I wonder how that's been derived.
I think that's fantastic. It suits them perfectly. Not a huge amount to say about the match itself. I thought it was way too short for my liking. But new tag team champions, that's incredible. And the tension between everybody and Decay still laying in wait, and now we've got new tag team champions. It's setting up something big for Rebellion. I'm pretty sure we're going to get like a triple threat Monsters Ball, or hopefully a dog collar match or something like that. Something really, really, really big. And Gail Kim has also said, when people were questioning about the lack of teams in Lockouts division, Gail Kim was saying that there is more teams due to come in later in the year. And I saw that on Twitter this morning, that people were saying there's not enough teams on the roster. When are more people coming? And Gail Kim just said, just wait and see.
Yeah, I agree. This is interesting here. What Paul Matthewson's saying is, maybe it's sad to see MK Ultra obviously split up, but of course Jordynne Grace needs some challengers.
Yeah,
and it'd be nice to see if we can get Masha back to her old destructive ways, and maybe eventually Masha can win that title at some point, because I think she thoroughly deserves a championship run. I love Masha Slamovich. I think she's incredible.
She's been awesome in GCW.
Yeah, we're not seeing the best of Masha in TNA right now. The other promotions are seeing it, like say GCW. She does a lot of stuff in Revolver. Incredible in Revolver. Like, you've got to check her out. She had an amazing match with Sami Callihan recently.
Yeah.
Oh, that was it. Sorry.
Yeah, amazing match with him recently. So, she's incredible. So there we go. We then have the next match, which was the Josh Alexander versus Hammerstone 3. But after obviously some shenanigans from Hammerstone, which I never expected, Hammerstone actually defeats Josh Alexander after a low blow. Now, obviously, they're setting up for heel Hammerstone here.
Yeah, right. My God, it was. Never mind the low blow. This match was fucking good.
It was a great match, and if I said there was one match it was probably better than the opening match, it was this one. If you're into your sheer hard hitting big men slapping meat type, big moves matches,
true house fights,
this is your one, because this match.
What a choice of words!
This is my number one match of the night. There you go. I'm going to say it. This is my favorite match of the night. So, what about yourself, Craig? What do you think on this one?
Not as good as Maclin and Nemeth. I'm on record now saying that's the match for me. But I think it was a great match, but I think a bit sloppy with the camera. The ref was a bit sloppy. I know I'm taking this away from the guys themselves, but it's just there's a lot of like, what are we doing now? There was a lot of like whispering and stuff like that. It's just like, it completely took the authenticity of the match away from it for me. And I was a bit let down in that sense. I know I'm like really picking at it there, but that's why Nemeth and Maclin to me was better. But Hammerstone, like, we've made our jokes about him saying like, it's like Jake Chris crossed with Brian Cage, but it's just seeing a guy who is basically come in without the like introductions and all the promo that Brian Cage got, and just absolutely completely obliterate everything that Brian Cage did. And I hope that he goes on a run, and he has the run in TNA/Impact. He has the run that Brian Cage was meant to have, because Brian Cage never fit the bill. But I think Hammerstone, he's young, he's agile, he's got a great character to him. I hope we see, like, because some of his promos as well, I swear, especially in MLW and stuff like that, he really is the real deal. And I think that, like, we could have just that future star and that standout star in TNA.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've been an advocate of getting Hammerstone to TNA for quite some time. I think he's amazing. I couldn't believe they didn't sign him about 4 or 5 years ago when he turned up on Explosion and had a match on Explosion. From that, I can't remember who it was against, but I just remember thinking, fuck me, that dude's good. Like, where's this dude come from? And then he was never signed. He ended up going to MLW. That was a real shame, but real shame. But I'm glad he's signed now. I'm looking forward to his run and where he goes from here. I'm excited. But at that moment, of course, Gia Miller is interviewing Time Machine ahead of their 6-man tag team match against X Division champions Mustafa Ali and the Grizzled Young Vets. It appears that Alex Shelley is still angry at Kushida for throwing in the towel at No Surrender. And then we go into the match. They still play off that sort of kind of on the entrance ramp. They were playing off that, Alex Shelley was still a bit pissed off types of thing going on. Then they eventually sort of kind of, met with their fingers in the middle and all that kind of shit. And it was all good. Mustafa Ali and GYV defeated Time Machine. But man, this was a cracking 6-man tag. Was it not, Joe?
Yes.
I love this match!
It was one of the best matches of the night. It was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Even when Alex Shelley finally gelled together with everybody and decided to be a tag team partner. They still pulled out all the signature Motor City Machine Gun, Time Machine signature moves and all that. And they worked brilliant. But the GYV and Mustafa Ali were just incredible together. And my God, I'm so glad to see the GYV are still around and sticking around for a little while longer, because they have got a hell of a lot of things to prove on TNA. And Mustafa Ali, he's got his rematch with Chris Sabin this week, I think, too. So it's setting up something big bang, because I'm pretty sure now there's going to be more division between Sabin and Shelley now that this loss has happened, because Alex Shelley was pretty pissed off at both of them after the match. You could, so something's not right there, and I think
something's going down. Something's going down, in it, Craig. Something's going down, boy.
Oh yes.
We're just going to have to enjoy the ride and see where it all goes. Norbert's saying that Hammerstone looks like a cross between Triple H and Shane Douglas. Yeah, definitely. But for me, he literally looks the spit of. We're thinking more along the lines of like TNA Impact.
Yeah,
type.
But he hasn't got a 4-foot nose, for example.
No,
so
he hasn't got a 4-foot nose. He looks like Jake Christ. And
I cannot stand Shane Douglas.
No, really, you're not into him.
Honestly, mate, the franchise, I'll piss off. Do you know what I mean? Never ever have I been a Shane Douglas fan. I accidentally seen him at a live show many years ago, and he was an asshole. Like the amount of people who he thought wanted his autograph and pictures with him, and he just like people were just like, nah, we're just gonna leave him alone. He was an absolute dick.
Yeah, that's the trouble. You act like a dick, people just won't bother.
Well, it lasts forever. That's like some people's only chance of ever seeing him, and he completely hindered it with just being a prick. So I cannot stand him.
Now, moving on, Ash by Elegance sits ringside for this 3-way Knockouts Championship match. Craig is obviously
oh yes,
get on a bit of a hot flush there.
Extra bubbles in that champagne for sure.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to her coming to the UK, I'm sure. But after a great showing from all three ladies, obviously Jordynne Grace retained the Knockouts title. Unfortunately, though, during the match, Zaya Brookside kicks Ash by Elegance's champagne out of her hand, and Ash gets up in disgust and leaves, threatening Zaya in the process. Did you see George fall over?
Yeah, Tom Hannafin couldn't stop laughing. I
think he genuinely hurt his back.
He he slipped on the ramp, and that was completely accidental. But Tom Hannafin just couldn't hold back laughing.
No, the Iceman needs some ice.
He went backstage and definitely got the ice out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it was a good match. I was really impressed with the match. Adding the Ash by Elegance stuff, ringside, and they're clearly setting something up for the future with regards to her. And of course, they're building that character as well. And if anybody tells me that this character, she's just copying Toni Storm, they can fuck off, because it's nothing like, other than the fact that she's blonde. I honestly don't see any.
Yeah, they're like that, aren't they? They're just going, oh, she's like her, and you just
idiots, mate. It's not even close to being the same character.
No.
But anyway, however, I watched a promo from Toni Storm the other day, because I quite like it. I think what she's doing is brilliant. I think it's ace. I love the whole putting her in black and white and stuff on the TV. It's fucking smart. It's clever. And like they literally put a half a screen in black and white, half a screen in color. Fucking brilliant. I like it. That's clever. It's one of the best things on AEW right now, if you ask me. The way that
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
So, but she did a promo the other day, and it reminded me of a character from Catherine Tate.
Oh no!
So the character, it's the old man who everyone like assumes is gay, but he's like
Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis. That's right.
Yes.
She did a promo, right? Yeah. And she went, "How very dare you?
How very dare you?"
Yeah, that's what she said, wasn't it? And I'm like, fuck, it's Dennis from Catherine. She's been watching Catherine Tate, honestly. And then she carried on.
I wonder if there's a channel out there. What's it called? Promo Joe. It's a YouTube channel, and like honest, I watch it purely because whoever Promo Joe is, I reckon he's a TNA fan because he absolutely rips it out of WWE and AEW. So I might send him a message and just say, check out that Tony Storm clip and chop it up for the guy from Catherine Tate. And he'll love that because, like, it's always he'll take a clip of AEW and then he'll show like what he thinks of it and stuff. And it's just honestly, Promo Joe. It's quite a dark channel, to be fair, for wrestling
Maybe we
fans.
need to get Promo Joe. Maybe we need to get Promo Joe on the show.
Oh mate, honestly, I'd be all for it because he's really talented with his work and that. It's worth having a look at.
Well,
but it's just
contact
honestly,
Promo Joe, and we'll see if we can get him on the show and get him to do an exclusive for us. Do a breakdown of the TNA fucking classic, and see what we can do. That would be cool. But. How very dare you? How very dare you? It was brilliant.
No, I'm
there's another bit.
Huge Catherine Tate fan, so it wouldn't have taken that long for me to.
I think she's quite fit. I don't mind going on record and saying that.
She's all right. Yeah, she's all right for an older bird. But she. And honestly, you need to check it out. Tony Stone promo and on promo that where I'm trying to think who she's talking to. I think it's Deonna Purrazzo.
Yeah, she's currently in line to losing the championship to Deonna Purrazzo.
I think that's why I was watching it. I think that's why I watched it because obviously I love Deonna.
We'll let you off.
I love Deonna. I think she's amazing. So I was sort of kind of hoping and praying that they treat her the way she deserves to be treated. So we'll see on that one. Anyway,
well, we'll see if it lasts after she wins the title and then has to drop it to someone.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, true.
She's doing fucking brilliantly so far.
She has. Moose had to push all the way to get the better of EY, but in the end, it was Moose and the system that left Sacrifice as the tag team and world champions. So many shenanigans from the system, pulling the ref out the ring after EY hits Moose with the Canadian Destroyer. We get Frankie Kazarian coming out and, out of the blue and hindering EY that way. And quite frankly, this was a great match and EY was amazing. The whole match, EY proved why he is the GOAT of TNA right now. And Kazarian can claim he's the king all he likes, but at the end of the day, EY is the GOAT, and that's it. End of. At the moment, EY is the GOAT. Am I right or am I wrong, Craig?
100% correct. He's just like, we've seen him live in Coventry. You've seen how gripped the UK crowd were with him, singing his songs. His input, just the guy himself, he's a quality man. Do you know what I mean? He really is like a quality dude. And I'm quite looking forward to it, to be fair. I kind of hope that Eric Young manages to infiltrate the system somehow. I would love to see him as champion again. However, I would more speculate the fact that I think Kaz is going to worm his way into the system somehow, and then he's going to turn his back on Moose. But who knows? Like, I can dream up all these things, and the fact is TNA time and time again blows us out the water and goes in a different direction that no one saw coming. But
and that's one of the reasons we love it, right?
Oh, 100%. Like,
it's so unpredictable at times. At times, not all the time.
Yeah.
But at times they are. I mean, the amount of times that I've put like what I thought was going to happen is not even close. It's crazy. I am pretty good, or I have been known to be very good at predicting who's going to win what in the past. We used to do we used to rank stuff. We used to say, right, so all three of us would go in the preview show, who's going to win this one? And everyone would pick and I used to win pretty much every time on that front of things. I sort of kind of predicted, but these days I think I would struggle because like Sacrifice, I didn't expect I definitely didn't expect MK Ultra to lose for a start. There's one that would have near lost. I thought I knew I was pretty sure Hammerstone was going to win, but I didn't realize how he was going to win. I didn't think it was going to be like that. I thought they were going to go more down the route of the way that they were with what's his name, the other Canadian guy, the one that was accused of doing things he shouldn't have been doing with female wrestlers. I've forgotten his name. Anyway,
Well, David Starr.
David Carr.
David Starr.
No. I'm trying to think who it was. They had a massive thing with Eddie Edwards. Him and Eddie Edwards had some sort of like best of 7 thing going on. It was crazy. And he would just constantly having matches. You know what I'm talking about? That Canadian guy. He was in New Japan.
Mike Elgin.
Mike Elgin.
That's it.
Yeah,
Big Mike Elgin.
Elgin. There you go. Well done. Elgin. Michael Elgin, right? Big Mike.
Yeah. Hell of a wrestler. Really was a hell of a wrestler.
Hell of a wrestler, just not much of a nice guy. He was a bit of a prick by all accounts.
Allegedly.
Especially with the ladies. Well, he's literally been booted out of wrestling, mate. So there's been a lot of stuff going on with him. But you're right. I think Nick Cruz, you're right. TNA need to sign a couple more KOs. Whether it be tag teams or whether it be just singles competitors, you're right. They could do it about another 2 or 3. Especially at the top end. That's why I'm hoping Camille's going to turn up at some point very soon. But I think the main event was damn good. I think it wasn't the best match on the card, but it wasn't far off. It was a very good match. EY proved again and again why he deserves that kind of spot on the card. Without doubt, he deserves that kind of spot on the card. But anyway, Sacrifice goes off air with the system standing tall, holding their championship belts. That's basically our discussion with regards to Sacrifice, guys. So all in all, I'm going to give it 8.5 out of. Actually, no, I'm going to give it 8. I'm going to give it 8 out of 10 for a special. I thought it was really, really good. I think No Surrender just beat it. And I'll tell you what, I think it's based on the fact that they didn't have any technical issues. So I think if
they had fine technical stuff, the Con versus PCO match would have knocked it down.
Yeah,
the knockouts tag match should have been a bit longer.
I agree with an 8 though. I would say 8. That's pretty much bang on.
Yeah,
I think it's fair. And I think that No Surrender just tipped it.
No Surrender was fantastic.
And I think No Surrender didn't have a bad match. No Surrender was great. Every match was great. Unfortunately, this one was hindered by PCO versus Con, which just completely ruined it. And I agree. I'm
so glad neither of you guys thought much of that match, because I was like, I've been mulling over that all day. I've just been like, what are they going to say about it? Because I was just like, it was pantomime. I've seen better at Butlins. I really have.
That does not even that match does not even deserve a discussion. And I'm gutted about that because I'm a big PCO fan, right? And I actually like Con, right? I think if he was used correctly, could be really good.
That's my issue with it. It's Con Lizzie mismatch. What the fuck are they actually doing with this character then? He
is the baddest man in TNA. He is that bad.
He's that bad.
Yeah,
he is that bad.
It's not making him split from Dina worthwhile.
No, I agree.
Simon.
I think they went straight into the whole PCO thing too early. They should have. They should have fed him loads of people. They should have fed him loads of mediocre guys. Brought in loads of indie talents for him to just basically murder.
Just to remind everyone just how what he can actually do before building up the stone.
Then give him some meaningful matches as well to prove what a badass he is. But no, it wasn't to be. He's done. He's lost. Where can you go now with this?
I hope he watches this. Get Con on next week. We'll tell him ourselves.
Oh, you want to? I interviewed him. You were watching some of my interviews on Sunday. How did you get on? What ones did you watch?
I'll be honest. I just watched the one with Mike Bailey and Trent because I got distracted. Mate, I've got so much going on at the minute, and I watched a lot of Man United stuff, and it just made me depressed.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant you were doing lots of this.
No. I usually just jump around like a complete loon. Do you know what? I could probably jump around enough to make Jay Vidal slide into my DMs.
He would have loved it. Okay. Anyway, guys, listen, before we go on, I need you guys to hit that thumbs up button. It's important we get those thumbs up hit. Of course, share the show to help us move up all of those rankings, get as many people watching the show as we can. And if you feel flushed, then, of course, feel free to slap a super sticker or whatever. All those things are all very much welcome. But, guys, the main thing is sharing the show, hitting the thumbs up button, making sure as many people get to see our show as possible. And the more that join the TNA or TNI family of TNA fans, the better, as far as I'm concerned. TNA Impact this Thursday. Steve Maclin and the Rascalz versus Nick Nemeth and Speedball Mountain. I'm going to go with Joe's thoughts on this match.
Wow. It's just to start off with wow. What a fucking match this is going to be. Oh my God. This is going to steal the show. This might even be a match of the year contender. This is just not just with the names on, but we've seen like Mike Bailey from Trey Miguel go at it on their own. Mike Bailey, Speedball Mountain have had an amazing showing against the Rascalz, and the matches they've had. Nemeth versus Maclin was match of the night, possibly match of the year so far. From Sacrifice. This is going to be incredible. I cannot wait for this. And wow.
Okay. Sounds good. We've also got Chris Sabin versus Mustafa Ali in an X Division title rematch. What about this one, Craig?
Oh man, like that's. I'm going to go against Joe. I've got to be honest. I think that Chris Sabin and Mustafa might steal the match of the night on that one, because Mustafa, like with Mustafa being a star elsewhere, he's coming to TNA like he's been there for years. He's just walked right in, and he's just so natural with it, and that's the scary thing about him. You know, like we've said on previous shows, he might have only been signed for 6 matches or something, but it's just every single match, every time he comes out, and every time he's in that ring, it's just a banger. You know, and I think, like, you know, Sabin, you know, like we've said about EY being TNA royalty and stuff like that, but Sabin, you know, I don't think we would have the X Division still if it wasn't for Sabin. And you know, he has won that belt many times. Will he, like, you know, get it back? I'm not sure if Sabin's going to get it back, but you know, again, I think we're being spoiled as TNA fans, and being into this roster. You know, we are being spoiled with the quality of matches that we've got at the minute.
Kevin Knight or Jake something will be winning the
exactly that, Joe. Exactly
that would be a hell of a match for the title.
Kevin Knight, Jake something are definitely being you know, are being built up. I think whether it'll be whether Jake something's going to take it yet, I think he's going to be later in the year. But I have a feeling that Kevin Knight is going to take that title off Mustafa Ali at, you know, when the time comes. But I think
that'll just piss Alex Shelley off even more. That everyone's getting more success than him.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. We've also got Ace Austin versus Frankie Kazarian. Obviously, Ace Austin is pissed off at the disrespect Frankie showed them.
Yeah.
So
a good backstage segment on Twitter about why this match has been set up. It was really good.
Really good. Yeah, I'm really
Ace Austin really got in Kazarian's face, you know, just to try and get some answers from him, and Kazarian just shoved him down. Like, fuck off! I don't get no time for you.
Exactly. I agree. But I think that I think Leon Slater is being mentioned by Simon there. I think you're right. I think at some point Leon Slater will be the X Division champion, but I think we might have to wait till next year for that. We need to give him a bit of a run. We need to, you know, get plenty of matches under his belt. We need to get everyone behind him. But yeah, no,
his first official match is going to be against Kevin Knight. That's saying something. That's just saying something there.
Yeah. I'm hoping that's next week. To be honest, I'm hoping that's next week's on next week's show, because that's going to be a cracker. I just hope it's not I hope it doesn't turn up on Explosion. I want that on the main show.
Oh, I think it will be on the main show.
I hope so. We're also going to hear from the former longest reigning world champion Josh Alexander. Not sure, he's obviously going to be upset with Hammerstone, I should imagine. But I reckon Hammerstone's now going to duck and dive him as best he can. And we may get a rematch eventually at Rebellion, possibly for the rubber match, but we'll see. We've also got AJ Francis versus Joe Hendry. And of course, every time you mention his name, Joe, he appears.
Yes, he does.
Does he, though?
Does he?
Joe Hendry.
Well, past it twice.
Yes.
Say it,
The
Craig.
thing is,
Joe Hendry.
do you believe?
What? I believe.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
We got it eventually.
Every single, all three different time, but never mind.
My laptop's still out of sync, but I think the fucking thing crashed earlier.
Oh, mate.
Joe Hendry has clapped.
He has. He's
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Every time, Craig. Every time. Don't let it go, mate. You've got to do it every time. But anyway, so obviously we've been building to this. We're going to get AJ Francis versus Joe Hendry. I don't know. What was your predictions on this one, Joe?
AJ Francis is feeling at the win. I think he's not going to be pretty dominant in this match, but he's not going to win cleanly. I think someone's going to just cost Joe Hendry this match.
I don't think he can.
No,
he's just so big. He's just so big.
You know, he's not going to. We do know one thing.
What?
You are banned from diving.
You are banned from.
You are banned from diving.
I do love that. I think that's brilliant. So yeah, and we've got Spitfire, the new Knockouts Tag Champs, will also be in action. I love the graphic for Spitfire that they put out for that as well. Really bigging them up big time. I love the matching gear they've got now, the purple. I think it looks really smart. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what happens with them. Will it be Decay?
Yeah.
Or will it be just some local random?
It'll be a local team to help really help show off what they can do, because we didn't get a good enough showing against Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich. So, and if they're still a cohesive unit, they'll probably come out and attack them, and then maybe we'll see decay, and then maybe that'll build into something for Rebellion, which I'm hoping it will do. I'm still hoping we get some sort of a dog collar monsters ball match between all three teams.
My man,
yeah,
that would be so good. That would be so good.
At the start of their match at Sacrifice, so Masha Slamovich had the chain around Jody threat. I could see them then hints of a dog collar match coming back, at least between them two teams.
Yeah, that would be good. What I do know is the Impact is set up to be a cracking episode. I think there's some great stuff lined up there. Obviously, we're gonna hear from Josh Alexander. We've got some great multi-man matches. We've got a good championship match going on. I'm assuming that'll be the main event. Austin versus the king of TNA, obviously Frank Kazarian. Francis Joe Hendry again. So we're not only are we getting some sort of kind of older school stuff, but everything's quite fresh. There's nothing on this card which is what you would class as we've seen before, other than the rematch.
Yeah, that's going to be a fucking good match. So it's nothing to complain about.
No, exactly. So I'm excited. I think this Thursday is going to be a fantastic show, and we're going to be good. Barry Monkey saying if they remove the top rope, then
that'll be a good.
Maybe. But guys, listen, that's all we've got time for this week, and I really hope you've enjoyed the show. Also, if you want to show your support for TNI UK, then please feel free to super sticker us or head over to the prowrestlingtees.com Total Nonstop Impact for some great shirts. Or if you head over to our exclusive Spreadshirt merch store, link of course is below, and also I believe you can click the link shop, possibly I think it is, on the YouTube channel, and that'll take you through as well. All TNI shows are available to all you listen on the Go fans as audio only via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to your favorite shows. We are there. Where can we find you on the socials, Joe?
You can follow me on Twitter at JOK empty space. You can jump onto Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. Look for hashtag empty space, hashtag into the void, or if you fancy to take your taste buds and your sense of humor, look for hashtag Daily Giggle. They're now appearing on YouTube as shorts as well. So they've got their own little playlist there. It's recycled stuff you've probably seen on Twitter, but you know they're migrating out of the empty space into the void of YouTube.
Multi-platform.
He's doing well. He's doing well, Joe. He's getting right into all this stuff now, isn't he? Of course, if you want to follow the TNI socials, we are at We Talk Impact. That would be on the TikTok, on the Twitter, on the Facebook, on the Instanet, all of those things. You will find us, the TNI, at We Talk Impact. Go and follow every single social media you can so you don't miss out on anything. Where can we find our local DJ?
Just anywhere about there. If you're watching, it's LimpstarUK on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Just drop it in the search bar, and I'm there somewhere. But yeah, just I've got SoundCloud as well. That's just Limpstar on its own. But I don't hold any responsibility for how you feel after listening to my music.
Lots of got to throw your shapes when it's
yeah, it's some like real distorted sounds and some really like screechy melodies and stuff like that. But it's what I like, and I don't expect you to like it. But if you do, then I'm all for it.
I'm all for it too. If you want to find out more about the Bison, at Lord Bison 45 on the X, boom. You can find me. If you're interested in my TikTok, at Bison by Design, go and check that out. Do me motivational videos, and I'm sort of migrating some of my wrestling sort of stuff on there as well. So go and check that out. Please give me a follow. And guys, listen, please take the time to help us out moving up the rankings on YouTube by giving us that all important thumbs up. And if you're new to us and you like what you see, then please consider hitting that subscribe button, and don't forget to give the bell a tickle, a squeeze, or of course a smash to never miss any of the great content TNA based coming out from TNI UK and of course the US teams each and every single week. With all that said, I of course have been your host Bison. They have been the Joker and the man simply known as the Limp Star. And this is of course been episode 172 of Impacted. Take care, everyone.
Take care, guys.